Welcome everyone to Wes Explains Best. We're going to be doing a exercise called Add and Subtract Rational Expressions Factored Denominators. So you're going to see here the denominators have been factored. That means two things or more multiplied by each other. So the parentheses, the binomials in parentheses are being multiplied by each other. But here's the issue. When we're adding rational expressions, we have to, it's telling us to keep it in factored form, okay? But we have to keep it, we have to have a common denominator. So you can see here, they both share a 2x minus 3 component, but this guy has a 2x minus, or 2 minus x, and this one has an x plus 1. So what we need, essentially we need every color represented here. If we have an x plus 1 in that, in the left fraction, then we need an x plus 1 over here in the right fraction. And if we have a 2 minus x in the right fraction, then we need to add 1 over here in the left fraction, so we have every term represented in both fractions to have a common denominator. Now, our common denominator, we're done with now. We know our common denominator, I wanted that to be red. Our common denominator is 2 minus x times x plus 1 times 2x minus 3. And the order doesn't matter, as long as you have all three of those parentheses together. Now, we know that's our common denominator, but now we need to change each of these terms so that they are correct, that we didn't just change it and mess it up. They have to be equivalent in the equivalent fractions to the original. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if we just put a 2 minus x in the bottom, that means we have to multiply the top by 2 minus x also to keep it an equivalent fraction. Now this is good. If we just have in the bottom, we change the value, it's incorrect, it's illegal, you can't do that. Okay? Same thing on the right. If we change the bottom to include the x plus 1 and multiplied that in the bottom, we also have to multiply that in the top. The reason why you can get away with that, as an example, is if we multiply 2 minus x to the top and bottom, it's essentially multiplying by 1, which we can do. That's a legal move to do in mathematics. Okay, now that we've done that, now that we have our common denominator, let's figure out the top situations going on here. The top here, let me do this one in yellow, is going to be, I'll do this one in blue, that highlight, 2 minus x, and we need to multiply that by 3. So we're going to distribute here, okay, and we get 6 minus 3x. Now our common denominator we already have, 2 minus x, x plus 1, 2x minus 3. Now the one on the right, we have a plus. That's good, that makes it easier. And then we have 5 times x plus 1. Well, we're going to distribute here again, and we get 5x plus 5. Our common denominator. Really, I don't need to write it each time, but I'm just showing you that it's the same thing. We have a common denominator since we multiplied and got everything to be the same for the denominator. Okay, we wanted all the components, as I like to call, this one, this one, this one, represented in both fractions. Now, we're going to keep our denominator the same. That's what we did. That's up there, okay? So we're really going to be concentrating on this one now, okay? Now that we found our common denominator. Now we just need to combine like terms. So we have 6 plus 5, because it's plus, we don't need to worry about changing anything else. And that gives us 11. Okay, 6 plus 5 is 11. Then we're going to add, where's my highlighter? Here it is. 5x and negative 3x. Well, that's going to give us a positive 2x plus 11. Low battery, we'll finish before then. So that's our answer. We can leave it in its factored form. So we get 2x plus 11 over all of that. Okay, so we're going to put fraction 2x, that's not an x, that's a 2x minus 11, okay, right? 2x plus 11, whoops. That would have been bad. Plus 11. And then we need a lot of parentheses here. I want to be consistent. 2 minus x, even though it doesn't matter, the order. 2 minus x, parentheses. X plus 1, I think was my next one. X plus 1. And I'm going to show you the next one that doesn't matter, the order. And then we have 2x minus 3. 2x minus 3. Okay, and we're going to check that out. There we go. Okay, next one. Same process, but it's going to be a little tougher because we have this minus, and that minus needs to distribute to the top. Okay, so let's break down our components first. So we have a 6x plus 11, but not in the other one. They both have an x plus 3. That's good. But then this one has a 3x plus 10 and the other one does not. What does that mean? Well, that means we need to multiply this base by 3x plus 11. And what we do to the bottom, we also have to do to the top, 3x plus 11. Now this one on the right, this was missing the 6x plus 11. So we need to put that there. And then we also have to put it in the top. Okay? Now we know our common denominator is going to be 3x plus 11 times 6x plus 11 times x plus 3. Okay? Now, second step, we need to distribute here. So we need to distribute this 9 times 11, that's 99, plus 9 times 3x is 27x. Minus, okay, or we could consider this plus a minus 3x. Okay, I like thinking of it that way. And essentially what I'm going to do is this minus times the 6x to give us negative 18x squared minus negative 3x times 11, 33x. Now we're going to combine like terms again. So our denominator is going to stay the same. Okay, it's going to stay as that chunk. So I'm just going to like represent it like that because I don't want to rewrite the whole thing. And then we're going to go in descending order. So I'm going to go negative 18x squared. There's no other terms of that. 27x minus 33x gives us minus 6x, and then plus 99. And that's our final answer over the common denominator we already talked about. So let me go ahead and write that. First we needed the fraction. Then we're going to write negative 18x, that's not the x, x squared. Okay, oops, back to the top. How do I bring it back down? All right, here. Okay, negative 18x squared minus 6x, and plus 99, I'm pretty sure. All right, now I'm just going to look here at my denominator, and I'm just looking across, and I see 6x plus 11 written first. I'm going to write, oops, I'm supposed to be in my denominator. Tougher than it looks typing this in. All right, so just double check. I have negative 18x, okay, minus 6x plus 99. Okay, good. Always important to double check. So here I'm going to put my parentheses. I'm going to go 6x plus 11 first. Then I'm going to go x plus 3. Then I'm going to go 3x plus 10. I'm just going left to right what I'm reading here. 3x plus 10. And my parentheses and check it out. Okay, I must have messed something up. Let's just double check. Okay, so I multiplied the top by 3x plus... my gosh, I can't believe I did all that with plus 11. It's 3x plus 10. Oh, wow. At least I caught myself. So sometimes, if you've been watching some of these videos, sometimes I make mistakes, but I caught myself. I just wrote down the wrong thing. I wrote down plus 10 instead of, or I wrote down plus 11 instead of plus 10. So it's really going to be 90 plus, and then I still got the 27. So it's just going to be the 90 now. So plus 90. I don't think that changes anything else. 6x plus 11. I already did that one. That's going to be 3x plus... Okay, so hold on. We need to change this one. I think I did all kinds of wrong on this. So I get negative 3x times 6x gives me negative 18x squared. Then 3x times 11 gives me 33. Okay, that one's good. Minus 33x. So it should be still negative 6x, but it's going to be plus 90 instead of 99. Should be an easy fix. There we go. Good. Okay. Find the least common multiple of y to the fourth minus 16. I think this is going to be the last one we do just because of sake of time. And 2y to the fourth minus 8y squared. You can give your answer in its factored form. Okay. What we need to do here is we need to factor this. This is actually a tough problem. We're actually going to factor this into its components here. So y to the fourth minus 16. We need to factor this. This is difference of squares, so this is going to break down to y squared plus 4, and then y squared minus 4. But this is, again, so this was difference of squares. Then we have difference of squares again. So we're going to drop this down. This is going to be y squared plus 4, and this becomes another set of difference of squares, y plus 2, and then y minus 2. When you're doing difference of squares, just as a quick review, you're looking for your square root of this guy, and then the square root of this guy. Square root of y to the fourth is y to the fourth, or y squared. Square root of 16 is 4, and you make 1 plus, 1 minus, and you just repeat the process. So the square root, when we're talking about the yellow, okay, the square root of y squared is y, square root of y squared is y, square root of 4 is 2, and then 2, and then we make 1 plus and 1 minus. So that's how we do that. Now these are the factors of this guy. Those are the factors, okay? That's what we multiply together. So we're going to look now at 2y to the 4th minus 8y squared and see what factors we have here. So I can factor out a 2, and I get y to the 4th minus 4y squared. Now this is, sorry, y to the 4th. I don't know why I wrote y. Okay, this is a difference of squares. So I'm going to write, this thing is difference of squares. So I'm going to write 2, and then difference of squares is 2 parentheses. This can be y squared, my square root of y to the 4th, y squared. Then I'm going to write my square root of this guy, the second guy. So the square root, again, of those is right there, difference of squares. And then now I do the difference of those squares, okay, right there. So the square root of 4 is 2. I'm going for this guy here. Sorry, I should have done this the first time. Square root of 2y, and then we have 2y, and that is 1 is positive and 1 is minus. So these are the factors of the second guy. We don't have a second difference of squares there because you can't break this down into more different squares, so there's our factors there. Now we just need to make sure all the factors are represented. Find the least common multiple of this. Now when we have a least common multiple, we're talking about kind of what we did last time. We're looking for unique components that it has. So we have a y plus 2, but we don't have a y plus 2 over here, so we need to include that. We have a y minus 2. We don't have a y minus 2 over there, so we need to include that. Then we have anything else? Oh, I just realized something. Let me try a different way of factoring it. Because I was looking at this and I'm like, I'm not loving how I factored it. So that's one way to do difference of squares. But I'm thinking we should have factored from the beginning. We should have factored out a 2y squared from that, and then we're left with y squared minus 4. That's much better. So we have 2y squared, and then we have y plus 2, and then y minus 2. There we go. This makes it a little bit easier, because now we see y plus 2, y minus 2 represented in both. So we know that's going to be a part of our least common multiple. Least common multiple means a component of each of the factors from both of those numbers needs to be represented. So we have y plus 2, y minus 2. We're good there. But now we don't have a y squared plus 4, so that needs to be there. Okay? And then we don't have a 2y plus squared, so that one needs to be there too. So we have to put 2y squared there also. Okay? So we need to put our common factor there, y plus 2, y minus 2. And then we have to put the unique factors there also. So we have to put y squared plus 4 and then times 2y squared. So this is going to be a big one. You can give your answer in its factored form. So I'm going to put the unique ones first, y squared plus 4 parenthesis, and then times 2y squared. And actually, I don't think we might not need our common ones because it's in both. I don't think we need to have that. So I'm going to go ahead and try checking my answer. Nope, we need to include that. So we have y plus 2 and times y minus 2. So we need to put that. I'm going to put this guy in parentheses just for the sake of doing it. Oops. How do I undo? Squared. Oh my gosh, this is annoying. There we go. Nope. Down, parentheses. So I need y plus 2, y minus 2. Y plus 2, parentheses, y minus 2. All right, check it. And there we go. See, we had all those components. We need the common components and then the unique components. And we hit the next question. Oh, sorry. That's all we had time for today. I don't want to make this any longer than we had. It's the same thing here. We're just going to put it's the same thing we did for number 1. Thanks for watching this video. I appreciate your time. And be sure to check out more videos on these topics in the future. Thanks for watching.